I feel like so many of you dudes just race to Europe. Like I said, like when Caleb Ward went, I was like, don't go.
Yeah.
Brendan Harrison, don't go.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, Europe's a real motherfucker, eh?
Yeah, but
like
I was just at the point where like I had nothing else. Like
if you have nothing at home, then what do you do?
Yeah, and I don't know. It is what it is. Like,
because Europe's hard, dude. It's fucking hard. Like,
I had no idea what I was getting myself into.
And that's what I mean. Like,
we're so spoiled here, man, with our teams.
And
our
America's
teams are
the
solid.
same.
Yeah,
America's the same. Like, it's easy. It's all in English. You fucking know the system. You've seen it on TV. Like, Europe, man. Like, you've got no idea where you're going. All the signs.
Yeah, like in Belgium and stuff.
Like,
and
the weather's fucked. No one speaks English.
That was like my first experience as soon as I got into the UK and I was trying to ride like arena cross. I just wasn't riding through the week, like because it was just you couldn't do it.
You didn't know where to ride.
Yeah, it was too wet and it was just pouring. I rode at Wilden Farm and it's just like this indoor, like a shed, and it's just got like a track in it, and it was just I rode there a couple of times, but and then I just jumped into the GPs and I was so under the just was not prepared, didn't do any riding. I flew out to Italy a couple of times to do some riding like at this sand track out there, and it was just I had no idea. Like I think I was just after the year that I had the year before, I was just like scraping for anything that I could find, you know, like just, and I took it, and it was that year was just such a write-off for me. And then
what kind of headspace are you in when you know what it takes to win because you've won a championship like 2 years ago, and then you sitting there and you're like, well, I know this is absolutely no, like you'd have to be like, well, I can't win because I'm not doing anything that would let me win.
It's just I had no structure. I had no idea. Like I was packing my bags every week before I fly out to a GP, and I'd put them in in my car or in the van that we were borrowing at the time, and I'd just be like, well, when I got a return flight back to here, and then when I get here, I'll just sort out where I'm going to next. And I just ended up living with my mechanic in England, and I was lucky that they sort of held me together while I was over there a little bit, and I was just living with him, going to his workshop when he had to work, and then he'd take me riding in the afternoons or whatever, and it was just I was all over the place. And then to
AC ain't doing that shit.
Nah, and then also like my wife was pregnant here, about to pop, and I missed the birth of my daughter, and it was just a shit fight, man. I was just it was the biggest regret of my life, and if I could change anything, it would be missing the birth of my daughter. Like that's the biggest regret I'll have in my life. It tears me apart thinking about, and not being there for Misty. Yeah. So
I guess so too, man. Like you've just got to frame it though as like you're a guy that was just trying to do what you could to provide for your family.
Yeah, know? But I wasn't even doing that. I was just winging it, trying to ride a motorbike and trying to get it, trying to claw at anything to keep my dream alive. And it is what it is. And I come back and I was sort of I was a mess, man. I was just I had no direction in what.
So how long did you stay in Europe, and then when did you hit the eject button?
Probably I was probably there for I went in January, and I was probably there for 5 or 6 months, back and forwards between Australia and stuff. So my daughter was born in March, and I come back 2 weeks after she was born. So after Argentina, I raced in Argentina and then flew back and was meant to go to Mexico a week later. I had to fly back home and try to get a visa sorted and stuff, because at that time I was just holiday and I was just being a bit dodgy. But I just wanted to, I needed to be here for my wife and daughter. And then I ended up missing Mexico, and then I was trying to work out whether I should go back or not, and I went back for a month and a half or something and raced a couple of British championships, and I was at Valkenswaard, and I was just like, man, I'm so done with this. It's just not what I expected it to be. And I was just missing out on so much bigger things than just riding a motorbike,